Hello everybody, SJM back playing Contained, and today we are going to, well, off camera I finished off most of the other side quests over here for the blaze gold, like getting the processing blocks of gold and getting the blaze gold. I did a couple, but not much. And I didn't actually get enough because I only ended up with 9 blaze gold from 4 blocks of gold. So I think the conversion rate's a little bit worse than on the iron. And I also processed down our polymer resin. I pointed out before that we definitely want to process it with the naphtha and the sand to get 2, but then when we turn our polymer resin into sheets, we also want to avoid this step here if you want to maximize, I guess. Because the fluids, the centrifuge one gives us 2 to 1 for just a little bit of water, which we're getting for free and we're completely overloaded on because of the fluid generator. That's the name of that machine. I also processed an entire tank. Well, it wasn't an entire tank. It was like 230 buckets, I think, of oil. And that processed down into, our naphtha and our sulfuric acid, as well as this the heavy oil. And then you reprocess the heavy oil, you get more naphtha, more sulfuric acid, and then that goes into diesel. Diesel has a couple of uses. First and foremost is, or the best one right away here is because it has a 1,200 fuel temperature. You can use it in your casting setup and melt tougher things. So specifically, I've been using it to melt blaze into blaze rods, and then so it takes 2 blaze cooked down into 1 blaze rod, and if you process it in the pulverizer, you get 3 blaze powder out of each of those. So this is how I've been duplicating blaze powder, because we're going to need quite a bit of that moving forward into the next chapter. So we're going to keep processing that, and I originally put 3 buckets of diesel in there. It lasts pretty long, but not super long. You may have also noticed in the screenshot for the last episode had my automatic setup for the infusion, where we had hoppers on each of the infusion pedestals and a hopper on the middle pedestal with a drawer connected by a pipe to filter the output so that it wasn't pulling out the gray. But that really wasn't needed because I totally missed making the mysterious brown asteroid. So mysterious brown asteroid is 8 brown asteroid plus the mysterious dust, and that's just 4 brown dust, 4 small gold dust, and a gold dust. So I really should have done that a lot earlier, and I wouldn't have had done as much, pulverizing of the black and the orange and doing the whole infusion thing. So totally missed that. Sorry about that. I hope you haven't gotten too far into that, but definitely make this guy here and, set yourself up with a few pickaxes to get yourself your brown asteroid that way rather than the other way. And then the other thing that I did is when I started getting the sulfuric acid, I processed the brown asteroid dust in the centrifuge with sulfuric acid. That gets you 2 small gold dust per brown asteroid dust rather than a 60% chance in the strainer with the I'm up to using redstone mesh at this point, but it's this one, the tier 6 mesh, which is a 60% chance. So rather than having a 60% chance, I'm getting a 200% chance. So a huge difference there for moving forward. And then, yeah, you definitely want to hook up a couple of extra tanks onto these, because if you form these refinery chamber modules with just the primitive machine core, you only get a 4 bucket capacity in there. If you use better machine cores, you get more capacity, but I don't see the reason to, because we've got these great big huge tanks anyways. So I'd rather have these and then not have to worry about crafting the bigger machine cores. Of course, if you've got automation set up and tons of material lying around, it's probably better to do that, as well as have the better machine cores on all of your machines as well, because it will improve the efficiency and I don't know about outputs, but it will, yeah, definitely make it use less energy, store more energy, like all of that kind of stuff, as far as I know. I haven't fully tested it, but we'll see. Let's see how much blaze we get out of that one. 3. 3 is perfect, because I need to make one more blaze gold template so that I can upgrade my armor. And then we also, I wanted to make this on camera, the blaze jet wand, so it just needs 1. So we'll have the perfect amount of blaze gold to get me through right now, and then we'll get into the dielectric quest line here in a minute. So let's get that first. Put those guys away. The blaze jet wand. There we go. So in the quest line it says we drop it in lava to fill it up. So I've got a bunch of lava here, but I think what I'm gonna do... Oh wait, another thought here. So it seems that the casting tanks, only the ones with lava or water in it will retain their liquids when broken. All of the other ones, I don't think he's got the configs set up properly for them, because I took the tank over here, I put a few buckets in it, then I broke it to move it back over here, and I lost all of my liquid. So it's same as with the biodiesel, right? It voided when you broke the tank, so I'll report that, but just if it's not fixed by the time you see this episode, then just note that, right? I think I've got one more blaze powder in there. Just make sure I've got an even amount, whatever we're doing, filling that up. We'll throw another bucket in there, it can't hurt. And I'm going to take this over here. I wanted to see what the mechanics of it for throwing it into the lava is, if it just absorbs the one, or if it will do a whole... That figures. Alright, let's put that there. Oh, and it turns it to obsidian. I'm really glad I didn't do that in my base. Alright, so we're on it. Enabled. Alright. Ah. Much better, and the durability is very decent. So combined with the jet boots, that is a really good way of getting around. So a quality addition for sure. Just yeah, don't put a bucket of lava down in your base and charge it that way, otherwise you're going to have an immovable piece of obsidian for a little while. Alright, so let's get this out. We'll come on over, we'll make one more of those, so we've got those 4. I'm just going to try and drop one more, there we go, So I have a bit of saturation waiting for me. Oh wait, I'm gonna need 4 more blaze gold before I can do that. I'm gonna need at least 2 of these. And I will, yeah, come over here. We'll process another couple of stacks of brown asteroid. Keep working on that. Some sulfuric acid in the centrifuge. And then drop in some brown asteroid dust. It takes 25 millibuckets per operation, so you get a lot of efficiency out of this. So it's really good for that in that regard. Might as well keep on these. So this is kind of what I've been doing off camera, is just lots of little busy work getting things ready for this episode, and just working away on the little things, because everything I'm doing is manual at the moment, which is fine, because I don't have to have 8 centrifuges set up for 8 different operations, right? So it kind of saves me in that in a couple of different ways. All right, let's upgrade our equipment. This is going to hurt. Oops. Where are you? Yeah, we need this. So I'll bring you back when I'll do that upgrading, and then we'll get into the dielectric quest line after that's finished. Alright, so now we're upgraded to blaze gold. We get extra what are we looking at here? Do I have step assist? No, I'm missing the upgrades. I've got the jet boots one. Oh, I see. It's in the blue. So do I have to take this off and go here and push V? Oh, I'm missing upgrades. Okay. But it does have lava repair. So I'm guessing I could go back to Sindrath and throw all of this into the lava and get it repaired. Just guessing, but enough of that messing around for now. Let's move forward with the quest line, right? So I'm going to claim, actually let's go over here, dielectric, and take a look at where we're starting here. So we need this silicon wash, which is from naphtha. So silicon wash, basically you take naphtha, you combine it with gravel, you'll get 50 millibuckets per bucket of naphtha. That's pretty stingy, but on the second page here, again, 1 bucket of naphtha and clay gets you 10 times as much. So definitely worth it to do the clay, because it's, super easy to make, right? As opposed, like, almost as hard to make as gravel is on its own. So, and then with the silicon wash, we're going to be putting into the refinery with more sand to get the silicon that we need to move forward in the quest line there. So, because the dielectric paste in itself is an alloy of blaze powder and silicon. So I'm going to do 3 recipes, I think. I'm going to do 12, so we'll get 24. No. think we'll do 8 recipes of this and get a full stack of dielectric paste just to get through this quest line and get ourselves the energizing rod, the energizing orb, and all of that stuff to move forward, right? So let us, what was I thinking? This needs to, yeah, empty, perfect. There are 8 recipes of that. Then we're going to need 8 buckets of naphtha out of the 81, so I'll be back when that's done. Alright, so the 8 buckets of naphtha got us 4 buckets of the silicon wash. Put it in here with the sand, and we'll start getting our silicon, which is 4 per. So 8 times 4 should be, oh, it's only 32. Ah, that's fine. One way or the other, it's fine, right? And I should have, yeah, a little bit left over in there. Crush up some of that. Do I have anything else in here? Yes, I do. I thought I had that. So in the foundry, we're going to alloy those together. And each one of those gives us 8. Yeah, 16 times 8. We'll get 2 stacks of dielectric paste, which is good. We're going to need to, we're going to be getting into Powah proper anyways, so why not get a lot of it, is the way I look at it. We'll melt down a bunch there. We're still going to need tons of blaze powder to move through the rest of this quest line. This is all basic crafting stuff here, but it's these processes here that are going to be worrisome for me. In particular, the Inferium Essence. So this is made in the Energizing Orb, and I'm still on B 5.0, so I don't have a recipe for making slime balls. I have to rely on the loot bags to get slime balls, and it takes 1 slime ball and 1 blaze powder for every recipe that we want to do for Inferium Essence. And if you know anything about mystical agriculture, you need a lot of Inferium Essence to get through anything. So for now, I will grind, and I'll bring you all back when we're through to the end of that. Alright, I think we are good to go. I used up all of my oil before, and we need 32 buckets to get through this chapter, so I had to go back and collect up some more of that. I didn't try throwing any of my suit pieces into the lava, just in case. I should probably have a backup crafted, because we'll just die if we don't have them. But to move forward now in the quest line, so dielectric casings, pretty simple, just plastic sheets and this dielectric rod. The dielectric rods need paste plus iron bars, so we're going to have to make some iron bars to get those going. And then the tricky one comes with this capacitor. So there's paste, iron, and a battery. So a couple of ways to make a battery. This recipe here, which is very, very expensive. 4 plastic sheets, 2 electrum, and a steel. Whereas if we take that same steel and we put it into a centrifuge with a bucket of sulfuric acid and 1 steel ingot, we're going to get 2 batteries out of it. So I'm going to pull that out of there. So yeah, we just... there, that'll bring us down to exactly a bucket. Might as well make a little bit more gold dust. Just banking that for now. When we need the gold, then I'll make it. Have to keep up on duplicating my blaze powder. And yes, so a steel ingot. So we'll need 1 coal dust and 1 iron ingot. There is an alternate recipe for steel, and that is if we put water in the fluid separator, we get this biopolymer, which we made before a little ways back. But if we put that in with the steel or with the iron instead of the coal dust, we can get steel that way. So it just depends on which way, like if you need to make a lot, it might be better to go the polymer route, but for right now we just need the 1 anyways, yes? And we've got 1 bucket left there. This will get us the 2 batteries, which gives us an extra. Okay, and what are the names of these? So capacitor and dielectric. So we got the 4 of those. We're going to need the tiny basic capacitors, so I'm just going to make one of these basic capacitors goes into 2 tiny capacitors. What am I missing for dielectric? Oh, the iron bars. We're going to make 16 of those, and then, oops, I made the wrong way around. We're going to do this. We're going to split them, make sure there's an equal amount of each. You just turn one into the other, horizontal or vertical. We're going to need a casing. I think I need 2 casings. Need an energizing orb. And energizing rod. All right. Missing a silver block. Just going to make 1 for now. Probably want more than 1 in the future, but for right now, just to get us through the quest line, we can do that. And then when we need to, because yeah, the more energizing rods you have, the faster you can do the processing in the energizing orb. So which power? I think this the better power source to use. Yeah, this battery's full. This is full, and I still got 2 wheat in there. It's not even ticking down, so we will plug in here. So I'm just going to put my energizing orb against the wall there. My rod. Oh. I thought that could connect up to the power line. Do I need Powah? Instead of the simple pipes? Because we have to feed this power for it to work, right? You connected to that. Yeah, there's 0 FE in it. I'm going to grab my spare battery. Did I put it in here? Yes, I did. Will this draw that way? Yes. All right, now it's getting energy. We can see it just above my armor there, stored 10,000 of 10K FE. So now we've opened up the energizing orb recipes. So there's the energized steel. We're not going to be doing these quests for right now because this is for upgrades for the mystical machines. We don't have any right now, so there's no reason to do them. But when we want to upgrade our mystical machines later, we'll do these guys. But the 3 energizing recipes we've opened up right now is bone blocks to make prosperity shards, 4 blaze powder or 1 blaze rod, which this is going to be the better recipe, right? Because 2 blaze powder make 1 blaze rod. So this recipe is twice as expensive. We don't want to do it, and this is the same energy cost. And then this one, which we need the slime for that I pointed out earlier. So I'm going to you need at least 8 of these. So let's get started on that. They only go in 1 at a time. And you'll see, oh yeah, that's going to be a grind. We're probably going to want more energy rods. Let's go over to Powah. And what does it take to make the cabling? Okay, so this is pretty simple for the starter. Then the basic takes a big capacitor plus 2 iron and some rods. All right, let's try and make that a basic. What am I missing? Probably, no, I'm not missing these guys. Not missing iron, right? No. Oh, I need 6 horizontal, and I only have 5. That's what happened. All right, easy enough. So we're going to make some basic cable there. And I'll make some more of the energizing rods to speed up this process here, because this is, that's really slow, right? It's like 1%, well, probably 5% every 4 seconds. And I don't feel like waiting that long, so I'll make those and I'll come back after that, because yeah, we should be able to. And this might charge faster. Oh, it's keeping up on the charge there enough. Yeah, I'll make more and we'll be back when I've got that set up. Alright, we're making the last blazing crystal now. We did need 9 to get through the quest line properly here. And we may as well do this. I only did 2 there. It seems to be good enough for now. That goes much faster to make the prosperity. And then the inferium. So I can either, just bite the bullet and spend my B-bucks on loot bags and hope that we get it, what we need. Or I could wait until we get the processing added back for slime balls to make inferium. I'm kind of torn on what to do, but I mean, at the end of the day, I just got a whole bunch of B-bucks for doing that, so I could probably buy 10 loot bags. and not worry about it too much because we've still got 116 left over there. And we're going to get a bunch of stuff, right? We're going to get a bunch of random. That might work out in our favor. 20 slime balls. That's not too bad. Put those two in there. And that process isn't too bad. We can, with the two, we can just stand here and collect up a bunch of that, but we're going to need a lot more than 20, especially when we get to the next quest line. So let's just finish off the quest line that we're on here now. So Inferium Crystal, we have to, oh, we're going to need to do another bone so that we've got the prosperity shards, but this is where the one blazing crystal is going to come in. So I'll reset up my setup, and then we can do that craft. Alright, so we need crystal in the middle, 4 Inferium, 4 prosperity shards. Forgot about the redstone signal. Button may have been faster, but I forget where all my buttons are. There we go. So with the Inferium Crystal, we can now do this craft to get Prudentium, but that's in the next quest line, so we'll deal with that next time. But we just want to get to finish this quest line, which is making the oil drops into the mysterious oil block. So we're going to need a mysterious black asteroid dust. That's some black asteroid dust and small coal dust. I think I have all of that. Yes. Why do I not have the... small coal. I have 6 small coal. Coal dust, which we need 5. I've got 20. Oh, black asteroid dust. Aha. Look, I'm a Minecraft player, okay? I don't read. We just look at pictures and do what it says. But anyways, we'll need 8 black asteroid plus the mysterious black asteroid dust to make that guy. But we're going to need the oil drops first, which is in the solidifier. Yes, okay, this one. So we need 8 of these oil drops. Each of these oil drops takes 4 buckets of oil. And this is done in the solidifier. So that's what we need to be aware of there, and I was hoping this worked out. No, I need one more piece of blaze in there so that I can clear that out. There we go. Here's the black mysterious. Get this there. Primal steel. We got some extra blaze rods. Alright, is this emptied out now? Yes, it is. So our blazing crystals will go here, and then we can just bucket into there, all 32 of these. Could have used a fluid pump, but for how much, or not a fluid pump, but just the pipes. I guess we do have enough time to set it up, and then I don't have to worry about it. Fluid is one of these. Wrench I still have on me. There, now that'll keep it full, and we'll end up with our oil drops down there. That's processing fairly quickly. That's not too bad at all. There's the 8 that we needed. And mysterious oil block. Now, did I look here? Collection tool, asteroid hammer. I don't know what the brake tool is. It sounds like sand, yes? So that's going to need a shovel. Until I make another block breaker. Just put it down there, and we should start to see oil drops appearing over here. I'll make a proper drawer for them later rather than one of these quarter drawers, but that's all well and good. So that's that chapter pretty much done. We just have to, like inferium seeds. This is pretty easy. It's just a whole bunch of those. You're going to need biospores, I noticed, for some of these other things. And the mysterious prosperity seeds are pretty easy. So you're going to need to have your biospores in here, as well as wheat going, so that you have an influx of wheat seeds. You probably don't need a ton of the seeds, but a good amount, like a couple of stacks, should be enough for that there. And then, like I said, until we have mystical agriculture machines, we don't need those ones. And then this is going to lead us down the path to the awakening altar and the next portal frame, but we'll cover this chapter in the future. So this one is a bit tricky in that it starts here and then goes up this way and then down that way. So if you're ahead of me and wondering where to go, that's you start making prudentium here. And that we need lots of prudentium to get through all of this, so that's why I'm bummed out that I still don't have an automatic way of making slime balls to keep this process going. At any rate, that's it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. I appreciate you for checking it out. And yeah, this armor doesn't look too bad. I definitely was on fire less long, like I fought a couple of blazes. And when they hit me, they did set me on fire in Sindrath there, but it only lasted for a couple of ticks, not very long. So that's a good thing there. And then we just need to get some of these upgrades. Oh, the extinguish upgrade isn't working because I'm missing the upgrade. That's why it did light me on fire. I thought I would be immune to the fire, but I was not. But I'd really like that run speed, and I'd really like the step assist. I don't know what Just dire things. Oh my goodness. That is pretty easy. I wonder if that's going to be relevant when we have like the lessened gravity. Not 100% sure on that. Jump boost we definitely don't need. Ground stomp, I don't know what that does. Oh, push mobs away. Probably don't need that. Maybe, it might come in useful at some point. So swim speed's pretty irrelevant for now. But the run speed would be nice. Don't really need walk speed. Extinguish would be good. Mind fog and stupefy. Okay, that one's alright. Nice icon. That's a beautiful icon right there. Activate to make the targeted mob forget you. Maybe that could come in handy. At any rate, enough rambling. Signing off. We will see you in the next one. Bye!